Acorns made it possible for people to become an investor in 5 minutes. We focus a lot on making it feel accessible so that you feel like I can do it.
Acorns is a mobile app that lets you automatically invest small amounts of money by rounding up your debit or credit card purchases to the nearest dollar and investing the difference. What made you want to start Acorns?
How do you make the responsible tools of wealth making that have been afforded to people who have a lot of money available to everybody else? If you don't do that, if everybody else isn't benefiting from compounding, if they're not investing their money and they just have their money in cash or some low yielding savings account, you're not going to grow your money. So that was really the central idea.
And I mean, you were doing this quite a while ago. Now I feel like there's a lot of apps in this space, but you were doing this over a decade ago when this was kind of new. Do you think people were receptive to the idea then?
Very early on, we started with this feature, round up and invest the spare change. And that was something everybody could understand. Everybody has spare change. Everybody understands that it's a small amount. And so if you could just invest tiny amounts like spare change, I can sort of sink my teeth into that. The best time to start investing is now.
Yeah.
And the best thing to do is never believe that you're capable of timing the market, because none of us are. We focus a lot on making it feel accessible so that you feel like I can do it.
No, I mean, there's normally such a barrier to entry. And it's interesting because it seems like products often that target the average person just aren't as exciting. You don't see as much innovation in that space. Do you think this replaces a traditional bank?
I don't think Chase is going anywhere anytime soon, if ever. I think, the big companies are well established. I always tell people you can tell as much about us by what we offer as by what we don't offer. And we don't offer stock trading. We don't offer cryptocurrency trading. We don't offer credit cards. The products that make the most money are the products that Acorns doesn't offer. And we've had to build a business the hard way, built around how do you help everyday people save and invest as much money as possible for the long term. Our thing is about financial wellness. Saving and investing enough money so that you can live life well.
I mean, it's kind of rare for a fintech product to be around this long and not have come under scrutiny the way that so many others have. So I think that says something.
We think like a regulator from the perspective of protecting the consumer. In our building, in our company, the consumer's interest is first. And that's how it should be. If you ask the question, what's the most important thing in someone's financial life? My answer is saving money. And the only reason we invest it, because you make better returns.
Right.
Long term, right? Otherwise it would just be savings. We invest the money into diversified portfolios. So you own thousands in stocks. You have exposure to thousands of stocks. Our approach to how do we invest the money is to minimize risk and maximize returns as much as possible.
We want to make sure you're well diversified. We want to make sure you can participate in some of your passions. And in the end, we want to make sure you're growing your money over time and benefiting from compounding as much as possible.
Acorns was not your first company. Tell us how you got to Acorns.
Right out of college, I got into what I think of as more creative businesses. Did a hip hop business, I did a creative agency, a music agency. And it was really like around 30 where I got hit by that heavy feeling of you should add more value to society more broadly. So that was the connection to Acorns.
Are there other opportunities you see in the landscape or that excite you right now in the finance industry?
Me and the co-founder of Acorns built another company called Say, actually, which was built on the idea of, well, we're helping people become investors. As an investor, you have the power to vote on the companies in which you own shares. So Say was built around the idea of giving everyday people more of a voice in their shares, giving small shareholders a voice in the things they own. Elon and Tesla were actually the first corporate client. So when he would do earnings calls, he would invite, on top of just talking to institutional shareholders, he would invite all the small shareholders to connect their accounts through Say, and then you could ask questions, vote them up, and he would answer some of the questions from like someone who owned one share of Tesla.
Wow.
So it's kind of like shareholder activism, but from everybody. The things that I think are like big opportunities in the category are things we're going after.